I call the Minister for Sport and the Member for Buccleuch.
Thank you very much, Mr Acting Speaker. I rise today to pay tribute to Sir Arthur George, a long-term resident of Rose Bay in my electorate of Vaucluse and the longest-serving president of the former Australian Soccer Federation, the ASF. Sir Arthur George sadly passed away recently at the age of 98 and was recently commemorated at a service at St George Greek Orthodox Church in Rose Bay. Sir Arthur George was born in Sydney as Anathios Theodore Sortsatos, forging a career as a solicitor and later a property developer. He was renowned for his kindness and generosity towards a number of charitable causes, and in 1972 he was knighted for his services to the Greek Australian community. Sir Arthur George was also appointed an Officer of the Order of Australia in 1987 in recognition of his services to the community and to education. And in 2001 he was awarded a Centenary Medal for service to Australian society through law, education and sport. Many members of this House will know of Sir Arthur George, particularly for his role as a pioneer in Australian football. Sir Arthur George was President of the Australian Soccer Federation between 1969 and 1988. During that time, he presided over a number of highly significant events, achievements and far-reaching reforms in Australia's football history. Let me mention just a number of them now. Australia made our first ever appearance at the FIFA World Cup finals in 1974. The ASF established the first coaching educational scheme in Australian sport in 1975. The National Soccer League was formed in 1977, the very first national sporting competition in Australia. Australia fielded its first national youth teams in 1979. Australia hosted our first FIFA competition in the 1981 World Youth Championships, and Australia staged a very successful Gold Cup tournament, including then world champions Argentina and the powerhouse Brazil, marking the nation's bicentenary in 1988. During much of his tenure at the ASF, Sir Arthur George became the first Australian to serve on the FIFA executive and was later awarded the Gold Order of Merit, FIFA's highest honour. Sir Arthur George was also a long-serving member of the Oceania Football Confederation, ultimately becoming a life president of Oceania. This now legendary stewardship of football, at a time when the sport was transitioning towards becoming mainstream, was arguably Sir Arthur George's finest legacy. A legacy that has seen the world game continue to grow in New South Wales, where there are now over 250,000 players lacing up their boots during the football season, making it the largest participation sport in our state, with boys, girls, men and women of all ages enjoying sport and the wonderful family of friends that accompanies this tradition. On the international scene, Australia has come of age as a football nation. The World Cup next year will see the Socceroos competing in their fourth World Cup and their third in succession, and Sir Arthur George can rightfully lay claim to having played an integral role in their success. The footballing fraternity has lost a very good friend, and I join with other members in sending my condolences to Sir Arthur George's family and friends. Vale Sir Arthur George. I commend my private statement to the House.